What's wrong, Fiona? Logan's not letting you play with the toy? Is that a big problem or a small problem? What do you think? Well, Fiona, that's actually what we call tattling. You don't know what tattling is? Oh, well, I have a story about tattling. Do you want to hear it? Yeah? Just so happens that I have it right over here. How convenient. Tattlin Madeline. Written by Carol Cummings and illustrated by Joseph Newton. Tattlin Madeline. The kids all call me Tattlin Madeline. I don't want to be. No one wants to be a tattletale, especially me. Tattletales don't have friends. In fact, when kids see me out at recess, they say, Madeline's no fun. She tattles all the time. So when she tattles, we sing this rhyme. Tattletale, tattletale, go away. Tattletale, tattletale, you can't play. So the boys and girls in Madeline's class are teasing her about being a tattletale. They don't want to play with her anymore because whenever there's a problem, she goes running to the teacher to tell the teacher about it and get them in trouble instead of, if it's a small problem, trying to solve it on her own. Now, I don't like that they're teasing her. That is not okay. And I know that the boys and girls at the Ginther school would never do that. But I do understand why they're not really wanting to play with her anymore because they don't trust her to try to help solve the small problems. It happens all the time. One day, Nolan called me a name. So I told the teacher, 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 he said I'm dumb. Teacher, teacher, I saw him chewing gum. So Nolan called her name, and that's not okay. But she could have just ignored that small problem, or she could have asked him to please stop. And then not only does she tell the teacher about that small problem, but then she tells the teacher he's chewing gum to try to get him in trouble because he's breaking the rules. Now, it's not okay for him to chew gum either, but it is not Madeline's job to tell the teacher about it. The teacher can talk to Nolan about it if she wants to. Do you know what Nolan said then? Tattlin Madeline, go away. Tattlin Madeline, you tattle all day. It even happens at home. My little brother took my book. Now, is that a big problem or a small problem, Fiona? That's right. It's a small problem. No one's hurt. Nothing's broken. Nothing scary's happening. She could make a deal. She could talk it out. So I told my mom, Mommy, Mommy, he took my book. Mommy, Mommy, come and look. Is that a calm voice? No, that is not that's a whiny voice. That's not a good way to solve a small problem. So does that small problem remind you of the one that you're having right now? You're saying Logan isn't letting you play with the toy. He took it away. So, yeah, that is actually coming to see me. That's a tattle because that's actually a small problem, right? Yeah. Do you know what happened next? My little brother called me a tattletale. Tattletale, tattletale, go away. Tattletale, tattletale, you can't play. One day, my teacher saw me sitting all alone at recess. I was crying. She wanted to know why. No one likes me, not even my brother. Everyone calls me a tattletale. My teacher told me a secret. She told me how to become a reporter and not a tattletale. You want to become a reporter, not a tattletale, you say? You want to have friends who invite you to play? All right, listen to this, Fiona, now. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Reporters are the best. They know what to do, when to tell an adult, and when not to. When you're really hurt or someone's in trouble, go report it on the double. When property will be damaged and you can't stop it, reporters tell adults all about it. So reporters are people that tell adults about the big problems. They're saying reporters tell adults if someone's hurt or in trouble, or if something's going to be damaged, if property will be damaged. Just like us, our big problems are if someone's hurt, if something's broken, or something scary is happening. So reporters tell adults about big problems, not small problems. They tell them about big problems. Now listen to what they say about tattletales. To get kids in trouble is why tattletales tell. To get some attention for themselves as well. So when you have a problem, you have to say, should this be reported to an adult today? Think about your problem. Do you really need help? Why must you tell the teacher? Could you handle it yourself? So tattletales tell adults about small problems they can solve on their own. So you need to remember to think to yourself, do I really need to tell an adult about this? Or is it a small problem I could solve on my own? I wanted to put my reporter's cap on right away. My teacher said it wouldn't be easy. She said she'd give me a T signal to help me remember. I must think about why I am telling her. Am I telling to get attention, to get someone in trouble, or telling to get help for someone on the double? And look over here. She's got an R. She's imagining she has an R on her hat for reporter or a T for tattletale. Now, which one do you think she wants to be, Fiona? Reporter or tattletale? Yeah, reporter. She only wants to be telling adults about the big problems. This is the T signal. So we're going to do the T signal. Looks like this. Or you can do it with two fingers, like this. Okay? Alright, so the T signal, and if an adult gives you the T signal, that means that you have to stop and think about if you're about to tattle on someone or if you are reporting. Because if you are reporting, if there is a big problem, then you're going to go ahead and tell that adult, even if they give you the T signal. The T signal doesn't mean to stop telling an adult something. It means to stop and think about whether you're tattling or you're reporting something. So, for example, Fiona, if Logan was hurt and you started running over to me and I stopped and gave you the T signal, should you keep coming and telling me? That's right, because that would be a big problem because Logan is hurt. So even though I stopped and gave you the T signal, you'd still want to come and tell me. Now, if Logan and you were arguing about who got to play a game first, and you start running over to me and I give you the T signal, should you keep coming over and telling me? Right, because it's a small problem I'd want you to solve on your own. So that's my way of reminding you to just go back and solve it on your own. So that's the T signal, super important. Okay, where was I? At our next recess, I asked some kids if I could play ball with them. They said no. Is that a big problem or a small problem, Fiona? That's right, it's a small problem. It's not nice. I know you would never do that, Fiona, and the boys and girls at school wouldn't, but it's not a big problem. It's a small problem, even though it might make you feel bad. Afterwards, when I ran up to the teacher to tattle, she gave me the T signal. Oops, I said, and I didn't finish telling her. Do you know why? So look, there is the T signal. The teacher's giving it to her before she gets there, which tells Madeline to stop and think about whether or not she's reporting or tattling. So why didn't she tell the teacher about that problem? That's right. She realized it was going to be a tattle and not a reporter, so she stopped. So that T signal was really helpful. At home, my brother was bugging me again. I wanted to tell my mom, but I remembered my secret. What do you think I did? So look, her little brother's trying to take her book again. Is that a big problem or a small problem? That's right, it's small. Now, it's annoying that he's doing that, but how could she solve that, Fiona? She could walk away. You're right. She could just go somewhere else to read that story. That's a good idea. Does she need to tell her mom? No, good job. Today was one of the best. At recess, when the kids said I couldn't play, is that a big problem or a small problem? That's right, it's small. I just walked away and climbed on the monkey bars. I didn't tell anyone. So look, Fiona, she walked away. She went to another game. Is that one of our ways to solve a small problem? That's right. Then a few minutes later, one of the kids from the game asked me if she could play. Madeline, may I please play? I'm tired of Foursquare. Let's climb today. So now that Madeline's not tattling all the time, boys and girls are trusting they can play with her again, and if there's a small problem, they can solve it together. Does she know the secret between teacher and me, that a tattletale is someone I won't be? If she is hurt or ever in trouble, I'll be her friend, get help on the double. Madeline's a good name after all. If I report and don't tattle, the kids won't call me Tattlin Madeline. And she's imagining herself on top of a giant trophy because now she is a reporter and not a tattletale. Okay, Fiona, what did you think of that story? You like that? Good. All right, now I want you to go back over to Logan and try to solve that small problem all on your own without any help from me. Then we're going to work on reporting only big problems not tattling the small ones, okay? Okay, thank you. If an adult gives you the T signal, what should you do?